All right, we are on page 293. This video is going to cover until page 297, which will be the last topic, last topic and also last lesson in this module. So we'll be taking our tests on this topic pretty soon. Anyways, activity 2 is focusing on standard form. So standard form, it looks like this, right? We worked on slope-intercept form, point slope form, and standard form. Where we have it's ax plus by equal to c, and this is where a, b, and c, these are just constants or just numbers. Okay, so we still have our independent and dependent variable. We're going to look at this situation, then explain what these parts of this equation look like. It says tickets for a school play cost $5 for students, $8 for adults. On opening night, the school collected $1,600 or $1,600 in ticket sales. So we have this equation that models the situation, right? 5x plus 8y equal to 1,600. So what does each part represent? So we'll write that here. So number one, 5x. 5x represents the cost of student tickets. Student tickets, we'll say times number of tickets sold. I'll just say number sold. Right, since it's $5 per ticket, it's 5 times x. We have y representing for adults, so 8y represents the cost of adult tickets times how many adult tickets were sold. Right, so since it's $8, right, if 2 adults bought it, 8 times 2, okay. And 1,600, this represents the total amount, we'll say collected. All right. And then for number 2, it says, what is the independent and dependent variable? Typically, we say x is independent and y is dependent. But in this context, either variable could be independent or dependent. The reason is because adult tickets aren't really dependent on student tickets or vice versa. So we're going to say either could be independent or dependent. So I could have put 5y instead of 5x, and it could have been $5 per each student ticket, and y would represent adult instead of student. Okay. All right. Anyways, we're going to continue this context on the next page and talk about key vocabulary terms. So page 294. We're talking about the y-intercept. So the y-intercept, this is where x is 0, and this is a point on the line that crosses the y-axis. What we haven't really talked about too much is, for this, to calculate the y-intercept, you substitute 0 in for x and you solve for y. Vice versa for the x-intercept that we haven't talked too much about, this is where the line crosses the x-axis, right? So the value of y is 0, and how we can calculate the x-intercept is you substitute 0 in for y and solve for x. So we're going to be solving equations here. But let's look at number 3. So calculate and interpret the meanings of the x-intercept and the y-intercept for this equation. All right, so that was, let's rewrite the equation. 5x equal to plus 8y equal to 1,600. If you were to solve for the x-intercept, right, we would say y is 0. So this whole thing would be 0 here. So to find the x-intercept, you would divide both sides by 5. Okay, I'll write this off to the side. So 1,600 divided by 5. If you complete that, that is 320. Okay, but let's go and interpret that. So the x-intercept, this is where y is 0. That's the coordinate. Since the x-intercept is 320, it'll be 320 comma the y value is 0, so comma 0. And then for the y-intercept, you set x equal to 0, so all this is 0. And you would divide both sides by 8, so you do 1,600 divided by 8. And 16 divided by 8 is 2. Let's add 2 zeros here, so that's 200. Okay, so we'll say y-intercept, that's where x is 0. And since x is 0, we'll put 0 here and 200 here. Okay, so what does that represent? The x-intercept means that when the student sells 320 tickets, then it does not sell any adult tickets. So this would be only sold tickets. I'm gonna put TIX to students. And this would represent, right, 0 for students and 200 for adults. So only sold tickets to adults. Okay, so that's what that represents. Now, what's nice about this is we can graph this. So number 4, use the x and y-intercept to graph the equation of the line. You just need 2 points to graph a line. So here, let's find the y-intercept. The y-intercept was 0, 200. 0, 200 is right here. And then the x-intercept is 320, 0. So that's right here. So you just need to connect those two dots here, and this gives us right, the line that models this situation. Okay. Anyway, so that's pretty much it for that. Number 5, determine the slope of the line. Right, we can use any point here. We can find the rise and run. I could use the 2 points that I have, but I see that it crosses like this point here. So what if we go down and to the right? Okay, what is this going by? This is 80. So this is going down 40. And this is going to the right. That is 80. So this is 60. One second. Okay, 40, 60. All right, so this is negative 40 over 60. We can simplify this to be negative 4 over 6. And then further simplify this. You could divide both of them by 2. This would be negative 2/3. Okay, so this would represent the fact that the number of adult tickets sold decreases for every 2. Decreases 2 for every 3 student tickets sold. So, all right, since we have y is represented as adults, right? If you look at the y-axis, it says adults. Whoops. Over students. So number of adult tickets decreases 2 for every 3 students. So what that means is for every, you could think of like 2 parents, there's 3 kids that are going to this event. Okay. All right. And then let's go ahead and move on to the next page. All right. Now here, I'm going to walk through the process of the first one, but then we'll talk about the answers for each one. So this would require us solving quite a bit of equations. So it says for number 6, for each equation, determine the x-intercept, y-intercept, and the slope. So to determine the x-intercept, remember y is 0. And if you divide both sides by 5, the x-intercept would be 6, 6/5, 0. All right. For the y-intercept, that's where x is 0. If you divide both of these by 2, right, 6 divided by 2, that's 3. So that would be 0, 3. Okay. And then in order to find the slope, to get this in slope-intercept form, you'd have to subtract 5x to both sides and then divide both sides by 2. So if you did this, 5x minus 5x, right, that would be 2y equal to negative 5x plus 6. And if you divided both sides by 2, this is the slope right here, because that would be y equal to negative 5/2 x plus 3. So in this case, it's negative 5/2. Okay, so I'm going to put m equal to negative 5/2. Now I'm not going to do that for each single one because we're supposed to be noticing something. but I'll at least give you the answers for the remaining ones. But you're welcome to pause the video and try to figure it out before I give you the answer. For the second row, we have 7 thirds, comma 0, 0 and 7 fourths. The slope is a negative 3 fourths. I'll do one more. We'll get rid of the last one. This is 9 halves, comma 0, 0, comma negative 3, and m is equal to 2 thirds. Okay. Now, I want you to see if you can notice any patterns between the three examples. So hopefully you've paused it. You try to figure out, right, the slope, the y-intercept, and x-intercept here. Keeping in mind that standard form is ax plus by equal to c. What can we do instead of solving three different equations, or solving for three different variables? Because that takes some time. The x-intercept, if you think of this, the x-intercept is taking c divided by a, comma 0. So it's whatever this value divided by this value, comma 0. That's always for the x-intercept. So keep that in mind. All right, and that's what we did here, right? We did 6 divided by 5, 6 fifths. 7 divided by 3, 7 thirds. 9 divided by 2, 9 halves, right? So all of that works out. What's the pattern for the y-intercept? Something similar, but it is 0, the y-intercept, x is 0, and it is c over b. Right, so c over b, so this value divided by this value. So that's what we got here. 6 divided by 2 is 3. 7 divided by 4 is 7 fifths. 9 divided by negative 3 is negative 3. Okay. All right. And then the last one, there was a little bit more nuance to it. The slope was always negative a over b. So whatever a over b is, change the sign. That's what that negative sign means. So in this case, right, it was always this value divided by this value. So here, 5 halves. Yep, we see that here, but it's negative 5 halves. 3 fourths, yes, but it's negative 3 fourths. 2 divided by negative 3, yeah, but we changed the sign, so it's just 2 thirds. Okay, so 2 divided by positive 3. So that's what we have to do here instead of solving for varying equations. Okay. All right.